This is kind of insane. So, Mike Brown, by the way, he unveiled a lot of stuff yesterday when he talked. And this might be the craziest thing that he unveiled. So, according to Mike Brown, after we started off the season 0-2, losing to the Browns, and obviously then losing to the Ravens, he wanted to bench Joe Burrow. Which, I mean, let's be honest, if you follow my channel and many other channels, and you probably, watch the games yourself, we all kind of thought the same thing. Like, Joe's hurt, he has a calf strain, he's on 100%. Put in, Jake Browning, especially because Joe, at the end of the Ravens game, actually re-aggravated his calf strain. He got hurt again after the Ravens game. So a lot of people were like, hey, Jake Browning might be the option. He could potentially come in, maybe play for a couple weeks and see what we can get out of him. Obviously, we end up beating the Rams with Joe Burrow, and then we lose the Titans in that awful fashion. But according to Mike Brown, he said, I was convinced he shouldn't play. And he looked like he wanted to play in that game. I went out to tell him he wasn't going to play. That is insanity. And listen, Mike Brown doesn't make decisions anymore. He used to back in the day. He doesn't anymore. He lets Coach Taylor, he lets Duke Tobin, he lets Katie Blackburn handle the business of the Bengals. And I think that's the right thing to do, and I think it works out very well when they do that. So him stepping, and as he says in this, he overstepped his boundaries and tried to make a decision like that. I understand it, because at the end of the day, he's like, hey, listen, this is a $275 million, guy. And at the end of the day, we're not winning, and our guy's hurt, and he's playing hurt, and he's only hurting himself. So he did what he thought was the best decision. But to tell him he's not going to play, and then, of course, I was going to make sure he wasn't going to play upon he played. He ended up playing that Rams game, and he won. That was also our Ring of Honors game. And that all happened. He continues down the line and says, I still feel a bit shamefaced about it. I tried to stay away enough that I don't get in the way. I don't want to be a problem for the coaches. In that particular moment, I overstepped and did a dumb thing. And yeah, again, I understand. I fully understand Mike Brown here. Okay, I fully understand why he would do that. Because he's kind of looking at it as what us fans are looking at it as, right? Where we're like, oh, dude, this guy's hurt. This guy's on 100%. Please take him out. Put in Jake Browning. See what Jake Browning could do. And that was the mentality of a lot of people. But the problem is, it's the same concept when it comes to you benching a quarterback. Let's say you bench a rookie quarterback, right? You draft a rookie quarterback. He stinks it up for 5 games. If you bench him right there, what you're doing from now on is telling that rookie quarterback, listen, we don't have full trust in you. Because we believe that we don't think you can fix this. We think we had to put someone else in. And what ends up happening is he always looks over his shoulder for, the quarterback behind him because he got benched. This is why, if you go back to the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, his first year in Baltimore against the Chargers in the playoffs, he got smacked up and down the wall. The whole stadium wanted Joe Flacco to come in the game. He didn't put in Joe Flacco, and he kept Lamar out there because it proves a point to your player that I trust you. Even though you messed up and you lost here and you didn't do what I wanted you to do, I believe that you're going to do it in the future. And I don't want you to second guess yourself because I'm behind you and I have faith in you. That's what the principle you install by giving that trust and not benching your player or not overstepping your boundaries. And I feel like in this situation, if Coach Taylor, Katie Blackburn, Duke Tobin, and Joe Burrow all decided, I'm going to play, Mike Brown cannot overstep that. Because at that point, you are disrespecting your coaching staff by overruling them. Because what you're saying is, what I feel is more important than what you feel. And I know you might not think of it like that, but that's the undermining of it. And he is correct that he overstepped. Right? And I don't think it's as malicious as like, I don't care what you guys think or do, whatever. And I don't think it's as malicious as, benching a quarterback in that aspect. But to a certain degree, it is. To a certain degree. And especially when you have someone like Mike Brown, who does have the power at the end of the day. He does have all the control. He has the ability to say this, that, or the third. And it has to happen. It's definitely one of those situations that's interesting. And, I'm happy in the end, he didn't pursue this. And in the end, he just said, hey, listen, I'm going to trust my staff. I'm going to trust my coaches. I'm going to let them, do what they believe is the right decision. And I think that was the correct thing to do in the end. Because, again, you are overstepping there. That is overstepping. But I mean, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's wrong. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, Mike Brown was wrong in that situation and we shouldn't have benched Burrow because of his health. I agree we should have. It's just there's a way to go about it and a way to do things. You can't do it like that. You can't. Especially after everyone makes a decision. You can't say, all right, well, you know what? I'll let you guys decide. You guys did not agree with me, so I'm now going to be the guy who decides what happens. Anyway, overall wise, Joe played. The rest of the season happened. His wrist injury has nothing to do with his calf strain. So he ended up, playing for the next couple weeks, got healthier, got 100%, and he was fine and perfect the rest of the season. Obviously, until his wrist strain, his wrist ligament tear. So overall wise, it has no correlation on the end here. But it's just something I thought was kind of interesting. Mike Brown unveiled a lot of things yesterday. And this is one of those situations that I don't know how I feel, man. Because we did go 3-1 the next 4 weeks. And we figured things out. But I'm happy he fell back in the end. I'm happy he said, all right, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to get involved. Because this could have been a lot more of a story than it was. And in reality, we didn't know this was a story at all until he told us. So in the end, this is why you trust your coaches. This is why you know your coach, especially Zach. Zach, I know there's a lot of crap I see about Zach. Guys, Zach is a leader, man. Zach is a great coach. He's a great man. He's a great leader. I know he sucks at calling offensive play calls. But the guy at the end of the day, he knows what he's doing. He has created a culture. He knows what's best for our players. And I have full faith in Coach Taylor. Every single game, every single play. I don't love his screen passes, but Coach is a great coach. And a lot of faith in him. But nonetheless, though, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one.